So you want to write a body shop estimate, but you don't want to pay for the expensive estimating software from Mitchell, CCC, or Autotex. This is a solution that I came up with. It's not perfect by any means. I've tried Excel, Microsoft Word, and several other templating platforms, and they all have some very annoying problems that you run into, like Excel deletes lines when you try to add letters to it unless you double click to get into the cell, and there's a whole bunch of complexity involved, especially like when you go to print. Excel has a very loose definition of what a page and page sizes are, so the prints sometimes can be off. So first I went to Microsoft Word to try to resolve that situation. Microsoft Word has a nice document layout, and it always prints the same way. But what I found out is Microsoft Word mathematical calculations are pretty hard to use too. You have to use keyboard shortcuts to do the calculations, and they can get off quite easily, so that really didn't work out. What I found was Libra Office, and I'll show you the website here. It's LibraOffice.org. LibreOffice is the document foundation for the open source community, so it's really nice. You can download the latest version right there. What I like to do is come up here to the Downloads tab, and on the very first option hit Download LibreOffice, and you'll see a couple versions here. If you read into it, it says this one down here is slightly older. Well, that just means that it's the stable version, so I'd definitely go with that one. You get that downloaded and install it the normal way. You just click next, 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 and let it install based on the defaults. And once you have it installed, you can go to your desktop here. I've provided you with a template. And once you get that template downloaded, double click on it after installing LibreOffice, then it will open in LibreOffice here. And you'll have something that looks like this. It's pretty much like Microsoft Word. You come in here and you just type what you want to type. I'm really slow at typing, so I'm not going to make you sit through a lot of that. It's designed to stay on one page. However, if you needed to add more information somewhere in here, you can always right click and then insert a row below or a row above, and you can add your info just like so. Add an info line in there. I'm going to use Control Z to undo what I just did so that it remains on one page, at least for the demo here. Alright, so also one more quick thing. This is just a normal image, so you can right click and click replace to put your logo image on there. Same thing with the font. You can delete this and put your letters there, your shop name there, and then come over here. For some reason this box at the top doesn't work, but you come over here to the side and pick a font. I like Arial Black pretty good. Actually, I'm not liking that too much. Let's go down here to, I like this Tahoma. That's the font that's used by CCC. It just, I don't know, it just has a really nice appearance, and then maybe even italicize it possibly. Anyway, all right, let's get right to the estimate here. So we're going to start at the front of the car. Place the bumper cover, and then, because there is a rear bumper cover, I like to just make a notation of FRT so that it's clear that it's a front bumper cover. And then if you see these squiggly lines, the spelling, you can put add to dictionary, and you won't see that anymore. All right, let's say the part was $238. All right, and then the labor to R&I overhaul the bumper covers, roughly 2 hours, and maybe add on 3/10 just to bolt it on and stuff. So let's go 2.3. It would depend on the vehicle. And then on the paint, your first panel bumper cover, you're probably looking at about 2 hours, and then the setup, so you're looking at about, and the clear coat, about 3.3 to do the paint work. And then your paint work on the next following lines, you're not going to have as much per panel, because if you read up on the Mitchell documentation, which is kind of the gold standard in the body shop, so you look this up in the Mitchell guide. There's several websites that talk about it, but basically on the first major panel you charge for a complete setup, and that's to like mix up your clear and set up your paint station and everything, and then you reduce that by a percentage. I think maybe it's like between 20 and 40% that you reduce it from the paint times, and then you add so much for the clear coats, like 40. Anyway, I forget the actual math, so you just have to look all that up. But anyway, there is some overlap that you have to subtract, and to be quite honest, I usually just guess at it. So just to get that out of the way. Now let's move on to the fender. So we're going to replace the fender. And then I'll usually do something like I did before, notate that it's on the front. There is such thing as a rear fender. Let's say a Volkswagen Beetle, for example, has rear fenders. So we'll do a front left on the fender, and we'll do let's do 132, 45, just to make the math interesting, and 1.2 to bolt it on. Thinking of a little bit overlap because you already have the bumper cover off. And the same thing with the paint. You've already got the overlap taken care of, so all you need is the paint time and the clear coat. So you're probably looking at between 1.8 and 2.2. So I'm going to do like 1.9. I don't even know what kind of vehicle I'm working on, so it's kind of hard to say. Anyway, so there you see the estimate. The paint rate is set by this hourly figure here. So if your paint rate in your area is different, you would just change it there. Same thing with the labor rate. Let's say your labor rate was 75, change it there. And then sales tax, same thing here, 9. So that would be your grand total. And now let's do one more thing, because I have one more example that I want to show you. So let's do headlamp. Let's do left, and then the parts. Let's say the 122, and the labor to put them on. Because you already have your bumper cover off, you're only looking at like 0.3. You could add 0.5 to aim the headlamps. That'd be a good way to get some extra money. But anyway, so you've added that in, and it reflected here on the total of the estimate. All right. And but you decided, you changed your mind, you wanted to remove a line. So that's real easy to remove, and I want you to keep an eye on these figures down here. All right. So I selected that line, and now I'm going to just hit delete to remove the contents of the cell. If you'll notice, the mathematical calculations here didn't change. That's because LibreOffice only does math when you enter calculations. It's a little bit annoying, but you do get used to it. So all you got to do to make it do the deletion or the removal of the line is to get it to recalculate the whole document again. So you just add a 0 and then hit tab, and then that 0 causes the function to happen that recalculates the whole document. Then you can go back and just delete the 0, no problem for for the print, and now you have the right amount. Okay. Um, so let's do a print preview real quick, and then I'm going to show you how to add more lines to the document. Let's go to File, Print Preview, and there's what it's going to look like. Some of these ghost lines that are in the editor don't show up in the actual printed estimate, which makes it look a lot better. I really like that. And so what you can do, let's say you got a really long estimate, so you go through here, and by the way, I always take a chunk out of the middle. I don't want to copy any of the bottom or the top lines. Now you can copy a line that has contents in it. It won't copy down. So to add this many rows, however many is selected, you just select them, right click, and insert. You can insert them above or below. I'm going to insert them below. Now you see the contents of that line that was selected. It won't get pushed down here. All right, and you can see that it adds the header to the next page. I thought that was a nice touch. And just to make it look like a good 2-page estimate, I'm going to add some more rows by highlighting, insert below, and you see that it also auto numbers the lines, which is nice. And so anywhere in here, if you added a random part or anything, any labor, whatever, let's say you added $67 worth, and then as soon as you click off that field over here, or if you hit tab, it's going to calculate, it's going to add that in. So no matter how many rows you put in here, it's going to continue to add. Let's put a big number in here so you can see the change. All right, you can see quite a change in the calculations there. So now let's do a print preview real quick, just to see what a 2-page print preview looks like, and that's kind of what you're looking at there. Yeah, so that's everything I can think of. That should get you going, at least get you started, and good luck out there. Best of luck. Have a good day.